most people know the story of Abraham, the father of many nations. The man who was promised descendants as countless as the stars in the sky. We often hear about Sarah, his beloved wife, and Hagar, the mother of his first son, Ishmael. But there's one woman in Abraham's life whose story is often forgotten. A woman named Keturah. She wasn't part of the famous love triangle between Sarah and Hagar. She didn't witness the miracle of Isaac's birth. But her story is just as important, because it quietly carries on the legacy of Abraham in a way that few people ever talk about. So, who was Keturah? The Bible tells us simply that after Sarah died, Abraham took another wife, and her name was Keturah. That's it. No dramatic entrance, no thunder from heaven, no visions or prophecies, just a gentle introduction. And yet, her name holds mystery, strength, and significance. Some scholars believe that Keturah wasn't just a new wife Abraham married late in life, but perhaps someone who had been close to him for a long time. There's even a Jewish tradition that suggests Keturah might actually be Hagar, returning to Abraham under a new name. The name Keturah means fragrance or incense, symbolizing purity, or perhaps a life transformed. Whether she was Hagar or another woman entirely, one thing is clear. She bore Abraham 6 sons. Their names were Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shuah. These sons would go on to form tribes and nations of their own, many of which settled in Arabia and the East. In fact, from Midian, one of Keturah's sons, came the Midianites, yes, the same people among whom Moses would later live, and from whom he would marry Zipporah. So, while the main biblical narrative follows the line of Isaac, the child of promise, Keturah's children were part of Abraham's fulfillment too, his descendants multiplying and spreading across the lands, just as God had promised. But there's a tender moment in this story that shouldn't be overlooked. Before Abraham died, he did something very deliberate. The Bible says, Abraham gave all he had to Isaac. But to the sons of the concubines, he gave gifts. And while he was still living, he sent them away to the east, away from Isaac. It sounds harsh at first, sending his other children away. But it was Abraham's way of ensuring peace, of protecting the lineage of Isaac, through whom the covenant would continue, while still honoring the lives of Keturah's sons. He didn't ignore them. He didn't reject them. He gave them gifts, resources, blessings to start their own lives in their own lands. He gave them a future. And so, these sons went east, settling in regions that would become part of the vast Middle Eastern tapestry of tribes and cultures. Their names fade into history, but their existence shaped the ancient world. What about Keturah? We don't know how long she was with Abraham, or what her life was like after his death. The scriptures fall silent about her final days. But we do know one more thing. When Abraham died at the age of 175, he was buried by both Isaac and Ishmael. That simple sentence tells us something profound, that the sons of Sarah and Hagar came together for one moment, in unity, to honor their father. Perhaps that was Keturah's quiet legacy too. A woman who brought peace, whose presence, while understated, still echoed through generations. In a world that often remembers the loudest voices, the most dramatic tales, Keturah stands as a reminder of something different, that quiet faithfulness matters, that lives lived in the background still shape history, and that every branch of a family tree, no matter how hidden, has value. Today, As we remember Abraham, the father of nations, let us also remember Keturah, his wife, his companion, the mother of 6 sons, the woman whose story lingers like a gentle fragrance, whispering through the pages of history.